Chapter 1: Computer Hardware Components. Computer is an intelligent machine that is designed to perform specific tasks to make our work easier. Computer is composed of two major components, hardware and software. Hardware refers to the physical components of a computer system that can be touched, felt, and seen. Software refers to a set of programs that instructs the computer what to do. Hardware requires software for its functioning and vice versa. Hence, these two components are interdependent. Hardware can further be classified into two categories, that are internal hardware and external hardware. In this chapter, you will learn about various internal and external hardware devices. Internal hardware. Internal hardware refers to the hardware components that are fixed inside the CPU cabinet. For example, CPU, SMPS, motherboard, hard disk, disk drives, network card, ports, heatsink, and so on. CPU. The Central Processing Unit (CPU) is the primary unit of a computer system, also known as a microprocessor. It is the brain of the computer that does all the calculations and runs all the programs. The CPU is a small silicon chip fixed in the CPU socket on the motherboard. It contains millions of transistors used for various functions. A CPU is made up of three main components, which are ALU, Arithmetic and Logical Unit. The primary function of ALU is to perform arithmetic and logical operations. CU, Control Unit. The main function of CU is to direct all the operations of a processor. MU, Memory Unit. This unit stores data and instructions. Random Access Memory, RAM. RAM contains the data and instructions on which the CPU is currently working. It stores information temporarily. It is volatile in nature. That means the information stored in this memory gets erased the time a computer is turned off. The amount of RAM present in a computer system decides its smooth functioning and multitasking features. There are mainly two types of RAMs: DRAM, Dynamic Random Access Memory, and SRAM, Static Random Access Memory. Read-only memory, ROM. Read-only memory, ROM. ROM helps in loading the operating system software when the computer is switched on. The data in ROM is pre-recorded. You cannot change the instructions stored in ROM. It is non-volatile in nature. It keeps the information permanently stored in a computer system even after the computer is turned off. It is generally used for special software called BIOS, Basic Input-Output System. There are mainly four types of ROMs: MROM, Mask Read-Only Memory; PROM, Programmable Read-Only Memory; EPROM, Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory; and EEPROM, Electrically Erasable and Programmable Read-Only Memory. SMPS, Switched Mode Power Supply. SMPS is a hardware component that provides the power supply to an entire computer system. It has sockets through which the power cable of the CPU is inserted, various drives are connected, and power is supplied to the motherboard. The main function of an SMPS is to convert the alternate current, AC, into direct current, DC, which is required to power the internal components of the computer. This conversion generates a lot of heat. Therefore, a fan is fixed in the SMPS to release the excessive heat in order to keep the power supply unit cool. Motherboard. The motherboard is the most critical component inside the CPU cabinet. The motherboard is the main circuit board. Many electronic components are attached to or built into the motherboard. The motherboard contains the connectors or slots for attaching additional boards, memory, and CPU. Disk drive. A disk drive is used to read and write on storage disks. The disk drives can either be located internally within the CPU box or externally in a separate box. Most disk drives work in a similar fashion. They spin the disk to read and write data. The hard disk drive is the most commonly used disk drive. Some other types of disk drives include removable storage devices, floppy drives, and optical drives, which read optical media such as CDs and DVDs. Ports. A port is a slot that connects other components of the computer, such as a keyboard, mouse, monitor, and so on to the motherboard. There are various types of ports on the motherboard used to connect internal and external components of the computer system. Some of them are as follows. Serial port. It is also known as a communication port used to transfer data in or out sequentially one bit at a time. It has pins to connect to the computer. Generally, serial ports are used to connect the modem. Universal Serial Bus (USB port). It is also known as a standard cable connection interface used to connect USB devices and provide power supply to the devices connected to it. For example, mouse, keyboard, etc. Parallel port. It is very similar to a serial port. The only difference is that it transfers multiple bits at the same time. Parallel ports are used to connect the devices which require high-speed data transmission like a printer. PS2 port. It was used to connect the keyboard and mouse with a computer. PS2 ports are now replaced by USB ports. Video graphics array (VGA port). It is also similar to the serial port. The only difference is that it has holes instead of pins. With the advancement in technology, HDMI and display ports are used in place of the VGA port. Audio port. It is used to connect external speakers, headphones, microphones and external audio devices. Ethernet port. It is used to connect the network cable to the computer. High Definition Multimedia Interface (HDMI). This port is used to carry high-definition audio and video files. Modem. Modem stands for Modulator Demodulator. It is a hardware device used to connect a computer to the internet via a telephone line or a wireless medium. It converts the digital data into analog signals and vice versa. The process of converting analog signals into digital signals is called demodulation. Modems are of two types, internal and external. The internal modem is located inside the CPU box like the motherboard plate. On the other hand, the external modem is a separate device that you can connect to the computer with the help of USB port. It generally contains indicators in the form of tiny lights. Sound card. A sound card is a hardware part of the computer system. It is located inside the CPU box and is used to convert the sound into digital form and vice versa. It allows the computer to play music with the help of an output device like a speaker. A sound card has audio ports through which you can connect the speakers and headphones to the computer. Video card. A video card is an expansion card. It is used to convert the digital data to video form and vice versa. After converting the data, the result is displayed on the screen of a monitor, TV, tablet, smartphone and so on. Video cards are also used to improve the quality of images and videos. It has its own processing as well as memory unit. It is also known as a graphics card. Peripheral Component Interconnect (PCI). This hardware component acts as a connection between motherboard and any hardware devices attached to it. Heatsink. A heatsink is made up of coils of a heat-conducting metal such as aluminium or copper alloy. This device is designed to release the excessive heat generated in the CPU and graphics card. External hardware. External hardware refers to the hardware components that are externally attached to the computer. These hardware components are also known as peripheral components. External hardware components can be classified into the following three categories: input devices, output devices, storage devices. Let us discuss them in detail. The input devices. A computer uses the input devices to accept data and instructions. Data can be in the form of numbers, text, sound, or graphics. Some of the input devices are keyboard. The keyboard is one of the primary input devices. It has many buttons known as keys. A standard keyboard has around 104 keys divided as follows: alphanumeric keys, control keys, function keys, special keys, punctuation keys. Mouse. A mouse is a pointing device that allows you to enter data into a computer using point, click, and drag and drop commands. It controls the movement of the pointer on the computer screen and also allows you to move and select files, folders, text, and icons on a monitor screen. There are two main types of computer mouse: optical and mechanical. An optical mouse is an advanced computer pointing device that uses a light-emitting diode, LED, and an optical sensor to track the movement of mouse pointer. A mechanical mouse can be rolled on a mat or desk. This type of mouse has a roller or a ball, rubber or metal underside. The mouse pointer moves on the screen with the help of this ball or roller. This type of mouse is also known as a ball mouse. Scanner. Scanner is an input device that could read the graphics, printed text, handwriting, or picture and converts it into digital data. You can store, view, and edit this data on a computer. Different types of scanners are available. The choice of scanner depends on its intended use. Some of the popular types of scanners are handheld scanner. It is a scanner that can be held in hand and rolled over a flat image or document. It is used to scan documents into digital forms. These types of scanners are small in size, portable, and less expensive. Flatbed scanner. It is a scanner that uses a flat, glass surface to scan documents. It looks like a photostat machine. Unlike a handheld scanner, a flatbed scanner does not require movement on the document. Sheet-fed scanner. It is a type of scanner that allows multiple papers to be scanned at a time. In this scanner, the stack of documents is kept on top and the scanner automatically scans the pages one by one. It is widely used in offices to scan documents. Webcam. It is a small digital camera connected to a computer. It helps to enter your image into the computer when connected to the internet. It is smaller than the traditional camera and generally attached to the monitor or built into the hardware. Graphic tablet. This device enables the users to directly draw on the screen. The device consists of a flat surface upon which you can draw with an attached stylus that looks like a pen. Joystick. A joystick is an input device that is used to control the movement of a cursor or pointer on a computer. It is primarily used for playing games on the computer. Microphone. It is an input device used to record voice, music, and sound into the computer system. It captures the sound waves and converts them into digital form. It is generally used in different types of communications as well as music and speech recording. The output devices. The output devices are used to convey the information and process data from the computer to the user. Some of the output devices are monitor. The monitor is one of the most familiar output devices and is also known as the Visual Display Unit, VDU. The image displayed on a monitor is made up of tiny dots called pixels. The clarity of an image depends on the number of dots per inch. Nowadays, monitors equipped with light-emitting diode, LED, have gained great popularity due to the clarity of the screen and the slim shape of the monitor. The result given on the monitor screen is known as soft copy. Cathode ray tube, CRT, liquid crystal display, LCD, and light-emitting diode, LED are the three types of computer monitors. Printer. A printer is an output device that allows printing the work stored on the computer onto a sheet of paper. Printers are categorized as impact or non-impact depending on their working style. Impact printers create an image on paper by striking the metal on paper. Non-impact printers create an image on paper by spraying ink onto the paper. Some of the standard printers are dot matrix printer. This type of printer works like a typewriter. The printer head strikes the paper and ink ribbon to print the characters. It is an impact printer. Inkjet printer. Inkjet printers are non-impact printers. Printing is done line by line by spraying ink on a sheet of paper. These printers are much faster than dot matrix printers. However, these are more expensive and consume more ink. Inkjet printers use ink cartridges. Laser printer. Laser printers are also known as non-impact printers. These printers use a laser beam to print on paper. These printers are much faster than inkjet printers and the print quality is superior. However, these printers are expensive and are mainly used in places where fine quality printing is required. Speaker. A speaker is an output device that produces music, speech, or other sounds from the computer. This hardware device is also used for listening to music and watching movies on a computer. Projector. A projector is an output device that takes the input from the computer in the form of an image and displays it on a large, flat surface such as white wall or cloth. Projectors are used in classroom teaching, seminars, workshops and movie theaters. Storage devices. Storage devices store data and information. The common use storage devices are hard disk. All the work done on a computer system is stored on a hard disk, which is a magnetic storage device. It is used to store and retrieve data. A hard disk can store a large amount of data. The hard disk is fixed inside the CPU box or can also be attached externally to a computer system. The most important function of the hard disk is to store data files and program files. A hard disk is made up of platters. Platters are rotating disks that are stacked on top of each other. Compact disc CD. A compact disc CD is an external storage device. It can store up to 700 MB of data. There are mainly three types of compact discs. CD-ROM, compact disc read-only memory. A CD-ROM contains data written at the time of manufacturing. The data cannot be modified or erased. The data cannot be modified or erased. CDR, compact disc recordable. A CDR can be used to write data by the user only once. This data cannot be changed or erased. CDRW, compact disc rewritable. A CDRW is used to write data repeatedly. The data can be erased and modified as many times as required. Digital versatile disk, DVD. The format of solid data in a digital versatile disk, DVD, is similar to that of a compact disk. A DVD can store data 6 times more than a CD. A single-sided DVD can hold about 4.7 GB of data, while a double-sided disk can store up to 17 GB of data. Like CDs, DVDs are also used as backup devices. Blu-ray disc. A Blu-ray disc, BD, is used to store high-definition videos. Gamers often use it. Blu-ray discs look similar to CDs and DVDs. However, its storage capacity is comparatively too high. It can store up to 125 GB of data. The name Blu-ray refers to the blue laser, actually a violet laser, used to read the disc. USB flash drive. A flash drive is popularly known as a pen drive or thumb drive, which can store up to 64 GB of data. It has an integrated Universal Serial Bus USB interface. It is non-volatile and data can be rewritten on it. Memory card. A memory card is a type of storage device that is used to store media and data files. They come in various shapes and sizes. Memory cards are frequently used in portable electronic devices such as digital cameras, cell phones, notebook computers, tablets, and more. New trends in hardware. Some hardware devices with new technologies are already available, and some are under the process of development. Let us discuss few of them. Wireless devices. Earlier, all hardware devices were connected to the CPU through a wire. But today, wireless versions are available for almost any type of hardware devices. It works using radio frequency, RF, infrared, IR, or Bluetooth. Virtual keyboard. The virtual keyboard is operated by typing on a detectable surface instead of pressing physical keys. It is a software component, hence it has no physical parts. 3D camera. A 3D camera is a real sense device that recognizes faces and can be used to log into devices such as smartphones or laptops. A 3D camera can also measure the distance between objects or scan objects for 3D printing. Finger mouse. The finger mouse is a tiny mouse that fits on our fingers perfectly. This compact mouse works on any surface, making it ideal for mobile computing.